Jalen, congratulations on the big game. Found your way to the foul line a lot tonight. I'm curious, have you ever had a game? It's a cardinal sin to foul a three-point shooter. You ever had a game where you've been fouled twice when you've been taking a three?
No, sir. No, sir, I have not.
Never happened. That's hard to believe. And what kind of a feeling is it when that happens and you can go up there and just cool, calm, and collected sink all three of them?
It's a good feeling because, they probably scouted me through my years in college, and they know I'm a good shooter. So it feels good that they know that I can shoot and they are willing to get out there and contest heavy on my shot.
You know, what's it been like for you adjusting to a new team, building chemistry? How's that process going so far?
It's going great. A lot of great guys here at Mississippi State. They brought me in and really made me feel at home here. The coaching staff is great. Everything's going really well here.
Are you enjoying the role that you're being asked to play? I mean, I think it's a pretty cool deal when you could come off the bench and people kind of look at you as this sharpshooter, kind of a specialist. Is that how you view it?
Yes, I'm here to contribute whatever I can, and shooting is one of my strengths for sure. So that is a premium on what I do. But I just try to get in and help our team win defensively, mostly offensively, the little things, hustle plays.
Well, hey, congratulations. Big night, 10 points for you. Hope it's the first of many. I'm going to get out of the way and let some of these other guys ask you some questions, okay?
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and let Paul lead off. Paul Jones.
Jalen, obviously this is a team that's still feeling each other out. Only a few guys back that have played with each other. How do you feel like that chemistry is coming along in the first four games?
It's going well, and especially now that we got one of our main guys back, Iverson. The process just keeps going, and I think it's going to be even faster now that we got all our guys back, and now we know what to look for, especially, like I said, now that we got our guys back.
Let's go ahead and get it to Joel Coleman. Just a reminder after you ask your question to please mute your lines. Joel, go ahead.
Jalen, kind of building on that, you talked about Iverson there for just a minute, but not having him the first three games, just what's that kind of like for you guys to not have him? How much of a struggle was that to not have him, and then to have him back tonight? Just, I guess, does it feel like the team is complete now, and just how does that change things having him back?
Yes, the first three games, I would say it's different because we practice with Iverson every day. We compete hard against each other every day. It was just different the first three games. This fourth game felt like everybody was there. Yes, I would say it's a more together feeling now that he's back.
Go ahead and get it to Garrick. Garrick, go ahead.
Jalen, at Louisiana, you were pretty much the go-to scorer, and now you're coming into a team with guys like DJ Stewart, Iverson Molinar, and Tolu Smith. What's it kind of been like to you adjusting to a new team and kind of learning to adapt to your role, kind of like what Neil was talking about with the perimeter shooter?
It's been fun. I love playing with guys that can score. It just makes my scoring a little bit easier.
Let's go ahead and get it to Hunter. We'll have time for a couple more for Jalen, and then we'll get Iverson up here for you guys. Hunter, go ahead.
Is it different at all to play in an empty stadium? Kind of what is that like, or almost empty stadium?
Definitely different. Especially a home game, us basketball players love to feed off the crowd energy, especially on defense, and then on offense. When everything get rocking and get going, it gets loud. It's a much better feeling. But I'm getting used to the empty arena feeling.
Iverson just got back to practice on Wednesday. Obviously missed the first three games. Do you feel like you're back to 100%, or do you think you still need a little bit of time to get your legs?
Not really. I feel like I still need, a little bit more time. It takes time. And, that's why I've been going hard these two last practices. Just trying to get my legs back, my wind back, actually. But, I feel like I'm getting there. And, I feel like if I will probably, last a little longer on the court because out there I was a little tired after, 6 minutes.
We'll go ahead and get it to Neil for a couple questions. Neil, go ahead.
Hey, Iverson, good to have you back. Just curious, the turnovers for the team as a whole, the lowest they've had in 4 games tonight, only 10 of them. You look like you were under control out there. Any temptation at all to get sped up a little bit when you haven't played in a game in over, I don't know how many months it's been, but a long time. Let's put it that way.
But I feel like sometimes like in the game, some parts I got a little anxious. And I feel like it's normal. Every player's that loves the sport and hasn't played for a long time. Then the first game back and actually sitting down for the first 3 games. I feel like I probably did a pretty good job after the couple tough shots that I had to take because I was just anxious. So I just feel like all the pressure, I relieve all the pressure after I did that because I just one step at a time.
Your coach has had some pretty high praise for you in the days leading into this game, and he hasn't been bashful about saying that you have made maybe the biggest jump from freshman to sophomore year of any player that he's coached in the last 10 or 12 years of his career. Where do you think you've taken the biggest step in the offseason?
Just making better reads and just being a little mature on handling the ball. Working on my weaknesses. Actually, my shot too. I feel like every time my shooter is gonna go in, it's really just that. Like I worked on.
How much confidence did you get when the first one went in tonight? Speaking of that,
How much? Say it again.
how much confidence did you get when the first one went in tonight? That
I feel pretty good. I was like I said, like I got anxious. Then after that, I started doing some couple tough stuff. So. I just got anxious after that first shot went in, and it just felt good to be back. Like last year was probably 8 months ago was my last bucket. So I feel pretty good.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and get it to Paul, and then we'll go to Tyler. Paul, go ahead.
Iverson, obviously, David Young started the first 3 games in your place. In those 3 games, how much did you help him to try to get adjusted and to kind of settle some nerves coming into college basketball for the first time?
I mean, it happens. It happens to everyone. Like the first couple games as a freshman, of course you get a little, it's some jitters. I feel like before the game started, I told him that it's gonna happen, and just trust the process and like I trusted it, so that's how I told him.
Let's go ahead and get it to Tyler. Tyler, go ahead.
Iverson, Coach Hallen the other night said that you were pretty much asymptomatic during your COVID quarantine. So what was the hardest part about being out? Was it just simply being away from the team and not being able to work out, or what would you say was
not being able to play, period. That really hurts because I really love the sport, and the hardest part was of course like watching my teammates, and I feel like I let them down. Like the first 3 games, I felt bad, but I ain't had no symptoms, so I feel like I'm really blessed for not having symptoms, and that's it.
Let's go ahead and get it to Hunter. Hunter, go ahead, and then we'll wrap it up with Joel.
Coach Howland yesterday said that you've been practicing with a glove this summer. Could you feel a physical difference in your shot tonight?
Yeah. I went, I went with my uncle in San Diego, and I worked out with him a lot during them a month and a half I was over there in San Diego, and using that without including my left thumb, I feel like it had a really big improvement on my shot.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up with Joel. Joel, go ahead.
Iverson, you, DJ, Abdul, I guess Quentin was around last year too, but other than y'all guys, a bunch of new faces in that locker room. So I'm just curious, what's that team chemistry like right now? Is it still kind of a work in progress, or just, I guess the bonding aspect, is so big in sports sometimes. How's that kind of coming along for all of you?
It's coming good. I feel like, we have a good chemistry. We're not all the way there yet, but I feel like the chemistry with this team, the newcomers, the transfer, I feel like we just all get along, and, it's just a matter of fact that, we just get all the way there because I feel like we're not there yet. And, I'm really excited about that because, if we get there, we're going to be really, I feel like, unstoppable.